Well, hello and good morning. Happy Tuesday, and welcome to this week's edition of Real Estate Workshop, where I help buyers and sellers with their real estate needs. And this week's webinar, we're going to talk about the 5 traps in real estate that nobody wants to talk about. So let me share my screen. Let's get started right away here. All right. So, what if everything you were told about selling your home is wrong? How many agents are there that will just simply won't touch this question? Let me make sure I'm sharing. Yep. Yep, we're sharing. Yeah, how many agents won't touch this question about what's wrong with selling your home? Some sellers may wonder quietly, not say a word to you. They may feel pressured, unsure, and surrounded by agents telling and you may feel surrounded by agents telling you that everything's going to be okay. Everything, this market's hot. Meanwhile, your house sits, sellers lose money, and nobody is addressing the why. So today we're going to talk about it. It's the real estate trap. The 5 things that no one warned you about until today. And my name is Mike Pillow. I'm a realtor with Century 21 HomeStar and the 21 Mike team. You can easily get a hold of me by calling or texting me at 740-504-6251. Then you can also shoot me an email at mikepillow0707 at outlook.com. So let's go to the first trap here. Well, first let's ask why we're here today. This webinar is not a sales pitch. It's basically a wake-up call. It's to bring awareness to how real estate has changed. And the market has shifted. But often the advice that we're receiving is remaining the same. Many sellers are relying on bad information or outdated strategies. I mean, let's think about it. If I was going to do a home evaluation for you, comparative market analysis, I'm going to extract comparative homes that are currently on the market or recently sold. And I may even have to go back a year, 2, 3 years. And what happens when I start going back a few years? Well, now I'm starting to hit homes that sold in your market at inflated prices. So if I'm doing my comparative market analysis based on figures from homes selling in 2022, 2023, even 2024, there's a good chance I'm going to advise you to overprice your home. And that's not what you want to do. We'll get into that a little later. Because the thing is that these 5 traps will cost you time, cost you more money than you're even imagining. And I'm not just talking off your net. I'm not talking about your sale price. There's money that you're not thinking about that you're going to lose. And most importantly, it's going to cost you peace of mind. So let's get to the first trap here, and that's trusting the Zestimate. Buyers or sellers that are relying on algorithms to price a real home, to price your home. Here's the thing. Zillow hasn't walked through your home. Zillow hasn't seen all the updates that you've made. They don't live in your neighborhood. They don't live in your area. So how does Zillow understand your market? Well, it's based off historical facts and the algorithms that are developed through Homes sold, homes listed, homes not sold. And the thing is, depending on the market, assessments are often off by $20,000, $50,000. They may be $20,000, $50,000 less than what you think that your house should sell for, or they may be $20,000, $50,000 over what your house should sell for. Because the thing is, Zillow, it ignores so many of the hidden features about your home that your real estate agent is going to highlight for you, whether in video or on the MLS or talking with a buyer's agent. Zillow's not going to talk about the amenities. Zillow's not going to talk about the lot features. It's not going to talk about the conditions, and it's certainly not going to talk about the updates because Zillow doesn't know. And here's the cold hard facts. Buyers, they do not buy based on algorithms. They buy based off experience. And let me give you an example of this. Let's say you're looking to buy a home. Are you going to go into Zillow? You're going to see this house and meet your criteria, and you see the price. You go look at the estimate, and the estimate and the price are the same. They're selling. Zillow says it's worth X thousands of dollars. That's what it's priced at. Are you going to get excited and call your buyer's agent and say, "Listen, buyer's agent, I just found this house on Zillow. It's priced for X number of dollars. Let's put an offer on it right now." No, you're not going to do that. You're going to want to go see that house. You want to be able to walk through and experience what kind of condition it's in. Experience what the neighborhood is like. Experience what the features that the house has to offer. And you also want to experience some of the things that the pictures aren't showing you. That's what I'm saying. Buyers, they don't buy based off of algorithms. They're buying off experience. So don't get hung up on Zillow. And the best advice I can give you as far as trap one is right there on the screen. Forget Zillow, call Pillow. All right, trap number 2, list first and fix later, which is meaning we're going to skip all the pre-listing prep and we're just going to test the market. I just want to list it, see what the market says. Something you need to remember here, key point, first impressions will equal first offers. Think about it this way. You do nothing to prepare your house to list. You just want to test the market, see what you might get out of it. See if somebody will offer you your wish list price. I come in and I look at your home, and my buyer's agent, they're making a list of things that your home needs, whether the walls need painted, needs new carpet or new flooring, needs a new roof, pet smell, cigarette smoker smell, whatever. Well, you've done nothing to prepare your house. It sits on the market, it expires, you decide you're going to relist it, but before you relist it the second time, you're going to correct all these things. I'm going to get the alert because your house fits the criteria I'm looking for. And I want to see this house 6 months later. Oh gosh, I already saw that 6 months ago. I'm not going to open up your home. I'm not going to look at your pictures. I'm just going to bypass it because my first impression was this home doesn't meet my needs. Yeah, or it can go the other direction. Poor prep. That's going to lead to low ball offers and longer days on the market. If I'm coming into your home and you have done nothing to prep your home, or you've done the very minimum to prep your home, again, my agent's going to be going through there and making a list of things that need to be improved. I'm going to be making a list. So if you have your house listed for X number of dollars, I'm going through and I'm making my list, and at the end, I'm going to add up all the things I found that needs corrected in your home for me to buy it, to get me to where, or get your home to where I want it to be. I need to put Y number of dollars into your house. So when I go to make your offer or make the offer on your home, I want to tell my agent, okay, they're asking X, let's offer X minus Y. Because it's going to cost me Y to get it up to the standard where I'm comfortable with. Poor videos, poor photos, not enough photos, uh, poor lighting in the house. Yeah, I'm going in and I'm looking at a home and it's dark and dreary. It doesn't appeal to me. The curtains are closed. There's not much natural light coming in. That all affects days on market and the fact that your house isn't selling. Staging is important. You know, prepping your house. I'm not saying go out and buy new furniture, but you have to declutter your home. You may want to put some new paint on the wall. Putting a few $100s in painting your interior could actually make you thousands when you're closing. Curb appeal, all this stuff, it matters. Go buy some mulch, freshen up the mulch a little bit. Make sure that your yard is freshly cut, looking good. Power wash the house, make the house look clean, crisp, bright. Power wash the driveway, the sidewalks. Those little things, they really make a difference. Because the end result is you could end up with an expired listing, a lower net, and a lot of frustration. And something I want to point out here, days on the market. This is a hidden loss that a lot of people aren't thinking about. Let's just say, based on the national average, based on the national average of the average mortgage payment, it falls anywhere between 2,200 to 2,800. That's an average range. So let's just say 2,500 is your mortgage payment. If you have not prepared your house to sell, if you haven't priced it correctly, and your agent hasn't marketed it properly with good photos, good videos, good marketing, and your house sits on the market for 6 months, and your mortgage payment is $2,500 a month, you have just now made $15,000 worth of payments that you would not have had to make had it sold the first month, first few days, the first week. What if it sits on there for a year? You're going to double that figure, 30,000. And we're not even discussing the property taxes that you're paying on it or the insurance that you're paying on that house that should have sold right from the start. So all this stuff matters. All right. Trap number 3, overpricing. A lot of sellers, they want to price their home to leave room. Use that strategy of starting high and chasing down the market. Listen, buyers and buyers agents, they're not stupid, and they're getting smarter by the day. They just came out of a market that was so seller strong that buyers didn't have much of an option, and they were getting caught in these bidding wars. Now the market has shifted. It's more of a balanced market, even coming to a buyer's market. So these buyers and the buyer's agents, they have learned. They're using alerts and the data to manage the market. And the fact of the matter is, overpriced homes, your overpriced home is going to get ignored. Your price is going to get reduced. And like I mentioned before, I'm coming in as a buyer. I'm picking your home apart. Proper pricing is not about guessing. It's a strategy. And overpricing your home or incorrectly pricing your home, which is a whole nother webinar, incorrectly pricing your home. Doing this can cost you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. So, trap number 4, hiring a friend or relative. choosing an agent based on loyalty and not choosing them on experience or knowledge area knowledge, it's going to cost you money. It could cost you money. Folks, it's your home. You come first. You need to treat the sale of your home as a business transaction. Your home is your largest asset. You need a partner that you can strategically partner with that's going to sell your home for the highest net possible and do it as quickly as possible. You're not selling your home to do somebody a favor. I know your niece Sally just got her license, you want to throw her a bone, or your cousin Timmy just got his license, you want to help him out, or your good friend, neighbor, they're an agent that you want to help them. You have to ask yourself this question: what is their actual track record? Not only with selling homes, but in this market. I could be a top producing real estate agent here in Apple Valley, but for me to sell a home, let's say in Cleveland, I'm familiar with Cleveland, but I don't know that market. And I'm not going to be able to provide my seller with the best service possible just because I'm a friend or I'm a relative. You want to go with your strength. Okay, this leads us to trap number 5. Selling your home with no game plan. Can you imagine if Ryan Day took the field on Saturday afternoon with no game plan? There'd be a lot of Buckeye fans that would be a little upset with Mr. Day. The fact of the matter is, having no strategy, having no control is not a plan. You need to be clear on your net proceeds. What do you need to net from the purchase of your home? It's not how much the house sells for. It's how much are you going to net? Are you aligned financially and logistically with your next move? Because you want everything to run smoothly here. Has your agent prepared you how to handle multiple offers? Have they prepared you how to deal with contingencies? Has your agent helped you with your timing? Again, if I sell my house today, do I have someplace to move into tomorrow? That's all the timing. That all needs to be ironed out and planned out as strategy. Multiple offers. Just because an offer has the highest price, that may not be the best offer. Again, that's where your experienced real estate agent is going to help you navigate through these multiple offers, contingencies. You may accept an offer with some contingencies that it's going to be very difficult for you to hold up or live up to. So you need an agent that can help you through that process. Okay, so let's recap these 5 traps to avoid these costly mistakes. Be careful trusting Zillow or other online quote unquote experts. They're an excellent resource, but they don't have all the information. They don't have all the key information that you need to make a decision on selling your home. Again, I'm going to go back to the number 1 thing off that slide, and that's to forget Zillow and call Pillow. Skipping the prep. It's so important that you prepare your house and get it ready for sale. Think of it this way. Are you going to consider selling your new truck and go run it off-road into the woods and not clean it up? You're not going to get the value out of your truck that you could, because it's a mess. Same thing with your house. It's a pretty simple concept. You want your house to be appealing. Number 3 is overpricing. Uh, you might pick up on the fact that I think overpricing is probably the most costly mistake here, because I've repeated it 3 times. I highlighted it in red. Folks, you've seen all these homes, all these real estate signs popping up in your neighborhoods. You think they're just coming up every week. They're the same homes that have been up all summer long. And I will say majority of them, if not all of them, are still on the market because they're overpriced. You got to think of it. There's 3 ways of pricing a home. You can go just above market value. I like to call that the needle in the haystack pricing method. Yeah, there might be a buyer out there that will pay you that extreme price for your home, but you're going to have a hard time finding them. And if it's hard to find that buyer, it's going to take a long time to find that buyer. The longer your house sits on the market, the more it depreciates. Second method is right at market value. Fair market value, I mean, that's a fair price. But how many other homes do you think are on the market right now that are similar to yours, priced at fair market value? High competition, don't you think? The third method, and this is the method that I like and most agents like, and that's listing your house just under market value. What that does, it draws more attention to your home. Buyers are going to say, this house meets my criteria and I like this price. Let's go look at it. And that's what you want. You want to get that buyer into your home. You want them to walk through and say, oh, this is great. Look how bright it is. New paint. Oh, it smells fresh. Now I'm starting to imagine myself as a buyer living here. That's what you want. You want them in there imagining them living in your home. Then when they go home after the showing, they get discussing this with their spouse or significant other. Hey, this is a great deal on this home. If we want to get in on this, we may want to, we may not be able to get this at this price. We may have to offer a little more. And a good agent's going to recommend you to do the same. That's how bidding wars get started. Because now you have several people that are interested in your home. They've came in and they've imagined themselves living there, and they're fighting over it. And that's what you want. Picking the wrong agent. You want to pick that agent that's going to navigate you through the selling process successfully and quickly. It's not about taking care of friends and family. It's about taking care of yourself. Remember, your home is your biggest asset. You want to trust it to a professional that knows what they're doing. And having no plan, folks, it's so important to have a strategy, have your plan together. You don't want to be that coach on the sideline and forgot to put together a game plan. You're going to lose. All right. So, do you want to hear the truth about your real estate situation? Do you want to hear the truth about your home and how it should be priced? Well, drop your email in the chat or email me at mikepillow0707@outlook.com or give me a call or text me at 740-504-6251. Let's just sit down and have a talk. No pressure, no pitch. Just schedule a 15-minute clarity call so I can review your home. We can discuss your timing, talk about your next step. I want to bring you a free pre-listing checklist. That way you can take care of all these things that we've been talking about in this webinar prior to listing your home. And I'm going to ask you these hard questions. And you need to ask yourself, do you want an agent that's going to confront these tough questions right from the start? Or do you want an agent that's trying to avoid these questions? But more importantly, which agent do you want negotiating on your behalf? One that's not afraid to confront tough issues, or one that crawls underneath the desk and hides from the tough issues. All right. And here's an opportunity for you to meet your agent, Mike Pillow. Just scan this QR code to watch my short introduction video. Again, you can reach me at 740-504-6251 or email me at mikepillow0707@outlook.com. Finally, I want to take this time to thank you for spending your morning with me and going through this webinar. I hope it helps. And I'd like to end this as we end every one of our webinars. There's a message from my 21 Mike team, Bentley and Finley here in the picture, and they want to remind you that you're not the only one looking for a home. So go to your local dog shelter and adopt your new next best friend. Till next week, you have a good day.